So today we are going on a tour of the West Bank, which includes the Valley of the Kings and a few different tombs that we're going to get to go see.
So let's go. So our Airbnb actually set up this tour for us, and so they just picked us up from our place and they were driving us out towards the Valley of the Kings on the West Bank. So we're gonna do all the West Bank today. And so our first stop came to a couple of huge stone statues. Honestly, our guide is talking so fast and telling us so much history, it's hard to actually like grasp it all. But it's our first views of hieroglyphics and ancient Egyptian statues and history. And so all of the stuff that he was showing us, all the stuff that we're going to be seeing today is from the New Kingdom, about 1500 BC, so still crazy, crazy old. But yeah, so here's our first stop of the day.
The next site that we went to was the Valley of the Kings. In the new era, they did not build any more pyramids, but they buried their pharaohs underneath a pyramid-shaped rock. And so here we were able to go into different tombs and see how the pharaohs were actually buried in the new era.
Inside some tombs, and this is the tomb of Ramses III, and it's supposed to be the most colorful. It is beautiful, seeing all these hieroglyphics and pictures. It's really cool.
And it's nice because it's not super cramped like the pyramids were. It's huge and really comfortable to walk around in.
Through our Airbnb host, we were able to set up an East Bank tour day and a West Bank tour day, and we got them to negotiate down to $30 US per person per tour. And so that ended up being a really good deal because normally we would have to organize and find our own transportation from site to site, which could be a little bit more difficult, and we'd have to negotiate a lot of those rides. With this, it came with a private driver as well as a private tour guide just for the two of us to take us to all the sites, get us into them without any hassle from anybody, and we were able to get all of the history from them. The actual admission into the different sites was not included, so we had to pay for those, but those really weren't too bad.
We're inside of our second tomb now, and it is amazing. It's huge, way bigger than I expected, and like this huge curved ceiling where it looks like the sarcophagus was down here. It is incredible. This one is really, really deep, so it's like the deepest and steepest one, but it is just incredible seeing the hieroglyphics in here and just like imagining Indiana Jones or like just what it was like to just discover these must have been just incredible. Anyways, I don't even know. This is not what I expected at all. It's way, way cooler. I thought it was gonna be cool, but like just the size of these things is incredible.
And they were all like hand carved by people. This is amazing. Wow.
What I also don't understand is how every single inch of the walls and ceiling is all covered. Nothing is left not painted or carved or anything. It's just incredible the workmanship in these places.
Last tomb.
this tomb was also transformed into a Coptic church. So there's all kinds of Coptic, like Greek graffiti and drawings on the inside of this one too, which is kind of interesting that it has this other aspect of history. Oh, here's some like right here. There's some Greek writings right on the wall. But the colors are just so preserved and the carvings. It is incredible seeing the artistry inside of these things. Drive from the Valley of the Kings over to Hatshepsut's temple, and we're walking up to it. They did make me take my mic away. That's the one rule, I guess, here is we didn't have to pay for the cameras. The Valley of the Kings, we did have to pay for a camera, but anyways, we're walking up now, and it's restored by the Polish and the Egyptians as they are working to, I guess, bring the temple back to its former glory. It's been destroyed 3 different times through ancient history is what we were told by our guide. But so far it's really, really cool seeing all the sphinxes and also, I don't know, different levels of it. To us, this was the burial temple of the queen who actually ruled as a king for a long time, and the temple was destroyed over and over again because people did not want others to know that Egypt was once ruled by a woman, and so all the statues up at the top is actually a woman and a male figure, and most people think that it's a king, but it wasn't. So interesting. In true Egyptian fashion too, there's tons of people up there that are trying to get you to take pictures with them, or they'll take the pictures for you, and then they'll also take you and show you around because they have their guides or whatever, but they're all just looking for tips. So not an issue if like you want to do it. You just give them like $1 or so, whatever the amount is in Egyptian pounds that equates to $1, and they're happy. But you can just tell them no and thank you, and also avoid that hassle if you want to. But really neat place. We're gonna move on now and go check out the next site. I think there's like 2 more stops on our tour. So it's a pretty long one, and we're getting to see a lot of really, really cool stuff here on the West Bank. Temple of Ramses III, and it is massive. And all along the front of the temple, they have carvings all about his victories over other nations. And then as farther back you go, the more holy it gets, and you get to the end of it, which is the Holy of Holies for their gods. And there's only religious symbols back here. But he also carved his hieroglyphics super, super deep so that people can't come in here and carve out and replace his name with others. So you have incredible hieroglyphics that are remaining here that are super deep and different than the other ones that we've seen, but also just incredible depictions of war and religion and just life in ancient Egypt. So incredible, incredible location. Just the sheer size of all of these pillars and walls is incredible. That the carvings go all the way up there, and a lot of the people, the figures that are carved in are like life size, if not like twice as big as life size. So incredibly huge. And all of it, you can like walk up to it, but you see people touching it, and we don't want to touch it because we don't want to damage this so that other generations can't also experience it. But yeah, you can just walk right around as if like you are living in Egyptian times, and just none of it's off limits. It's nuts.
This is going to be a smaller temple, but we just keep walking, and there's room after room of more of these courtyard areas, and this is beautiful, so well preserved. This has been one of the highlights of today. Really cool.
We finally have made it back from our tour. It was spectacular.
It's really fun. I don't know what was my favorite. It was all really good.
Yeah, it is so hot though. So we are exhausted. I can't believe, so it's 1 o'clock, but we packed in so much this morning, but I am exhausted from all that.
But I'm really glad we did a tour because we weren't really sure if we were going to at first, but by doing a tour, we were able to see so many different things. We had people driving us between the places. Like, I don't think we would have been able to see all of these if we hadn't done a tour. So if we ever do this again, I would definitely do a tour. I would recommend doing a tour.
Yeah. There's so many perks to it. Like, they get to show you around. You get to see everything that maybe you wouldn't normally get to see easily. And just getting a taxi, you have to negotiate with them. You have to try to get them to stay at each place and wait for you while you do it. And then you have to try to get them to know where you're wanting to go. And then with a tour guide, they're also helping you say, hey, don't go over there and don't talk to those people because they sell fake souvenirs, or don't go over here and avoid this group of people. Just like all those little tips that you wouldn't get if you don't. And just that's kind of the nature of Egypt, is that there's lots and lots of people that are trying to sell you things and trying to get you to do things just for little tips, which they're just trying to make a living. But it's just nice to have that on your side, kind of giving you the inside scoop of what to avoid and who not to talk to, I guess.
And we got all the history that we would not have known if we were just walking around on our own, because there's not plaques or anything to tell you what different things are. So he was able to point out all of the different hieroglyphics and meanings of a lot of the different pictures that we wouldn't have known before. So we feel smarter today because we went on a tour.
Yep. So that was the West Bank. Monday, they're going to come back and get us and take us on the East Bank tour. And we're really excited and looking forward to that.
So one of our favorite things about the Airbnb we're staying in right now is that on the top of this building, there's a private chef. And so we just have to let him know every day that we want dinner and go up there, and he makes this huge feast for us. So we're about to go do that right now. We're so excited.
Oh my gosh.
Rice, this is dolma, this is beans, this is chicken, this is salad, this is baba ganoush.
Okay. Wow.
Hey, thank you.
So much food.
So we have this huge, insane feast just for the two of us. We have chicken, we have rice, we have beans, we have salad, we have some other things we don't know what it is, vegetable soup, breads, and we have this incredible meal on this beautiful rooftop that overlooks the Nile River and the Luxor temple straight across again.
And this is our cheapest Airbnb we've ever gotten. Like, this is incredible.
You can't beat it.
No, this is amazing.
So now it's time to feast on this incredible meal.
Had an amazing Egyptian feast of all different kinds of beans and stuffed bell peppers and chicken and like pita bread kind of stuff, and it was just all so good.
Incredible.
It was really good. Oh, man.
Yeah, the cook here is insanely good.
Oh my
And like we
gosh.
said, this is like our cheapest Airbnb. We do have to pay like per meal, but like it's crazy cheap and they're huge every time. And we come back with tons of leftovers. He's so nice to give us foil so that we can keep it. So we end up getting the meals for lunch and everything just from our leftovers of that food. And so we're eating so good and still really cheaply, even though we have to pay like,
I think it's like $10 a meal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So insane.
Yeah.
But anyways, we hope that you enjoyed this day. Again, check out the west bank of Luxor, and then we will be checking out the east bank next, like we keep saying. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and like the video and subscribe so that you can keep up with more of our adventures, and we'd love it if you travel with us.
Good night.